Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Kulbhushan Chandel from Himachal Pradesh University, Shimla. Today we are going to talk on module Strategic Marketing from paper Marketing Management. Let me discuss that what we are going to learn from this module. We will be knowing about the concept of strategic marketing. We will be explaining the marketing fundamentals in detail. We will be knowing about the role of marketing in strategic management, and we will be discussing about the strategic customers management, and finally we will be focusing upon the competitive positioning strategy. Let me start from introducing the topic itself. With the arrival of third millennium, marketing has become the function of the business. For a decade ago, marketing was deliberation as just selling an advertisement. But today, the marketing is considered as a center of identifying and satisfying customer requirements at a profit, and most businesses are performed as customer-oriented approach. As said by Webster, the successful organization of the future will be customer focused, not products or technology focused, supported by a market information capability that links the voices of customers to the entire firm's value delivery process. Successful marketing organizations will have the skills necessary to manage the multiple strategic marketing process, many of which have not until recently be regarded as within the domain of marketing. In case of managing the process of ongoing market, value definition, value development, and value delivery, the goal of marketing strategy, that is to be provided, or that is to provide meticulous analytical framework for developing effective marketing strategies for both present and future. A prospective process implies a constant effort to increase the sales. Market orientation. Let me know that what is market orientation. It involves one or more departments engaged in the activities geared towards the development and understanding of the current and future needs of the customers, and the numerous factors affecting them, sharing of his information with other departments, and the various departments connecting in activities designed to meet the needs of selected customers. Thus, the market orientations refers to the organization-wide generation, disseminations, and responsiveness to market intelligence. Components of market orientation. It can be discussed or it can be understood by focusing on the market-led organizational culture, which depends upon various factors or various variables. It focuses on the customer orientations. It can be understood by understanding the interfunctional coordination, and it can be understood by focusing on the long-term strategies, and then the competitors' orientations. Components of market orientation. When we are discussing the components of market orientations, it can be understood with the help of various factors. It means understanding customers well enough continuously to create superior value for them. The competitor's orientation can be understood by creating awareness about the short-term and long-term capability of the competitors. When we are discussing the interfunctional coordination to understand the market orientation, say the component as a component, it consists of using all the available resources of the company for creating value for the target customers. Then the organizational culture. It provides linking or the linkages between the employees and the managerial behavior to customer satisfaction. Then the long-term profit focus can also be taken as a base, as overriding business objective that is always remain over there. The following are the principles based on value-based process described by the Webster in 1997 to understand the marketing fundamentals. It focuses on the customers, the competitive advantages in the market that remain in the center. The customers not only buy products, they want to have satisfaction of their needs also. The marketing should be done in all the departments, and markets are heterogeneous. The constant changes in market and customers, they are also being taken cared on the regular basis. Marketing fundamentals, when we are just discussing, it focusing on the customers. The principle of focusing on customers of marketing materializes out of marketing concept itself. This focuses on the objectives of the company which can best be achieved by serving the customers. The quality of goods and services provided by the company to the customer would be judged by them on the basis of the satisfaction of their needs. A quality product from the viewpoint of a customer is the one which provides him a maximum amount of satisfaction as that would fit the needs and desires of the customers. We can understand marketing fundamentals when customers do not buy the product. This principle states that the customers do not buy the product, rather they buy what would satisfy their needs. Their focus that remain on the satisfaction of their needs rather to purchase the product. The customers are very less interested in the technicalities of the product, but they are more interested in the benefits which would be provided by the product for the satisfaction of their needs. For example, in retail markets, in grocery business, it is not what the company sells, it is what the customer wants. Like the retailers sell the ready meals. For marketers, it is very difficult to catalog them. The manufacturers might classify it as potato crisps. The retailers might have categorized it as salty snacks, and the customer might have categorized it as lunch. So the categorization is generally done from the viewpoint of the customers as what they want. The marketing fundamentals can also be understood by focusing that the marketing needs to be done outside marketing department also. While the marketing function is of the marketing department only, but the function of being a marketer is the job of everybody. Marketing has to be done by everyone, but it should not be left as what everyone is performing is actually being performed by a nobody. Rather, it should be done by each and every person in the organization so that the main objectives of the organization could be achieved. The markets are heterogeneous. It is normally clear that markets are not homogeneous. Markets do not comprise of the customers who have same demand, needs and preferences. Rather, market is a heterogeneous place having consumers of heterogeneous nature. Due to heterogeneity in the markets have to be divided into segments and subsegments of homogeneous customers. Markets and customers are constantly changing. It is normal thing that the market and customers do not remain constant. Markets are dynamic in nature, and practically all the products have a certain limited lifespan. Only compete in that market where company can establish competitive advantage. The selection of the market where the company would launch its product is an important function to be performed by the company. There are various factors present in the environment which would influence these decisions of the company. Most important question will be the one that whether the company is capable of competing in the market or not. Sometimes the company might find that the particular market is an attractive one, but after towards the inside it, the company can come to know that it was not done on the real basis. The role of marketing in leading strategic management. There is a need for strategic management to cope up with the changing marketing environment to become increasingly marketing-led. The role of marketing in taking a leading role in the development and implementation of the strategy can be defined in 3 steps. Identify and communicate the consumer needs throughout the organization. Second one, determine the competitive position to match the need of consumers with company capabilities. And finally, marshal all relevant organizational resources to deliver customer satisfaction, which is very important too. Identification of requirements of customers. The first critical task of marketing is to identify the requirements of the customers and to communicate them effectively to the organization. It involves conducting relevant consumer research to uncover who are the customers and how to satisfy them. In some circumstances, buyers could be different from the actual users. Customers may expect a degree of benefit from purchasing or using a product or service. They may actually want something more, but maybe due to some reasons like lack of budget, has to satisfy with what they bought. The organizations which can provide the customers with what they want rather than what they expect has an opportunity to go beyond customer satisfaction and can create customers' delight. The needs and wants of customers must be properly spread to those who are designing the products, who are responsible for the production of the products, and those who are responsible for the delivery of the products. Deciding about the competitive positioning. Markets are heterogeneous and are made up of numerous market segments having different requirements and essential similar offerings, which leads to the need to clearly decide which target market the organization want to seek. That decision is made on the basis of the two main sets of factors: attractiveness of the targets and how well that could be served by the company in comparison to their competitors. Implementing the marketing strategy. The third important task of marketing is to marshal all the relevant organizational resources to plan and execute the delivery of customer satisfaction. It involves ensuring that all the members of the organizations are coordinated in their efforts to satisfy the customers and that no actual and potential gap exists between the offer design and actual production and delivery of the product. Strategic marketing planning. The need of developing the marketing strategy for a company is to ensure that the abilities of the company are matched with the competitive marketing environment in which the company works. For a commercial organization, strategic marketing planning means ensuring that the resources of the company and its capabilities matches with the requirements of the market. For non-commercial organization, strategic marketing planning means achieving a fit between its abilities to serve and requirements of public. The process of strategic marketing. The process of strategic marketing involves the following steps. It starts from defining the business purpose for what the business has been established. Then it comes to the marketing strategy process. And then third one, establishing the core strategy. The fourth step in the way of the process of strategic marketing is the creation of competitive positioning. And finally, it is implementation. Defining the business purpose. For organizations, a starting point in strategy formulation is to define its mission and purpose. Formulating the mission into a brief and concise statement that can be communicated across the organization can help engender a sense of common purpose and also provide guidelines for how decisions will be made and resource allocations can be prioritized in future. Marketing strategy process. Once the purpose of the organization has been defined, now the marketing strategies can be crafted. The establishment of an effective marketing strategy starts with a detailed and creative assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of the organizations in relation to its competitors and the opportunities and threats posed by the environment. On the basis of this analysis, the core strategy of the company would be decided. Identifying the market objectives and the broad focus on the achievements of it, then the market targets are identified and the company's differential advantage is defined as how the company would serve the target market better than its competitors. Establishing the core strategy. The core strategy is both a statement of the company's objectives and the broad strategies that will be used for its achievements. For establishing a core strategy, a company needs a detailed account of resources available with company or the organization and the market in which company would operate. For this purpose, the following steps the company can take. It analyzes the organizational resources, because knowing that what the resources organization do have, that will be leading to just make the marketing strategies for the future course. Then in the second step, it analyzes the market which it is going to serve, which includes the various market segments where the market will be focusing. Then the SWOT analysis that is carried out before establishing the core strategy. The SWOT analysis, that is to know the strengths of the company, the weaknesses of the company, the opportunities of the business firm, and threats in the form of challenges the company do have. And after knowing the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, finally the core strategy that is formulated. The creation of competitive positioning. The competitive positioning of the company is the statement of the market targets, that is, where the company will compete and how the company will compete. The positioning is developed to achieve the objectives laid down in the core strategy. Market share, the market targets. A number of factors need to be considered in choosing the market targets. Broadly, they fall into two targets: assessing the market attractiveness and evaluating the company's current strengths and potential strengths for serving the markets. The differential advantage. A differential advantage can be created out of the strengths and distinctive competencies of the company in relation to its competitors. Finally is the implementation that comes. Once the core strategy is decided, the next comes its implementation. The implementation part is very, very important while we are discussing the marketing strategies. The three basic elements of implementation can be as under. 1. Marketing mix. The marketing mix is the combination of product mix, price mix, promotion mix, and promotion place mix. It is the means by which the company translates its strategy from the statement to the marketplace in the form of product strategy, in the form of pricing strategy, in the form of promotion strategy, and in the form of pricing strategies. The other element which is important, that is organization itself. At a very basic level, it is essential for the required manpower and financial resources to be made available. Provided the resources, their organization can also affect their ability to implement the strategy effectively. The functional management and the product management are done under it. And finally, the most important element which is required for the implementation of core strategy is the control part. As a marketing strategy is being executed and also play an important role in the department of marketing and in the whole of the organization, the marketing department particularly is to monitor and control all the efforts which are made right from the first steps up till the implementation of the core strategy. Only then the marketing strategies can be made effective. Tools and approaches of strategic marketing. Numerous tools and techniques can be developed in strategic planning by the companies. Some of them can be discussed as under the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis focuses on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And this analysis helps a company to know about its internal strengths and weaknesses, and also to know about the external opportunities and challenges present with the companies. If company knowing its strengths and weaknesses and also knowing the opportunities and the challenges, it can formulate, it can implement, and it can control the core strategies made by the company effectively. Then the past analysis. Past analysis helps a company to know about its external environment. As name suggests, past means the political environment, the economic environment, the social and technological environment. It helps the company to understand about the external situation properly, and finally it may be helping the company to formulate the core strategy effectively, and by implementing and controlling that very strategy affair effectively there in the market. Porter's 5 forces analysis. This model identifies 5 forces that shapes every industry and helps in identification of every industry's strengths and weaknesses. The 5 main forces are threats of new entrants which remain with the companies, threats of the substitute products which has to be cared, bargaining power of the customers when we are just focusing and living in the era of globalization, bargaining power of the supplier, and the intensity of the competitive rivalry. These factors, they have to be just taken care while making the core strategy. Then the balanced scorecard and strategy map. It helps a company in creation of systematic framework which would help in measuring and controlling of the strategy, core strategy, the implementation of the core strategy, and reviewing the core strategy, and finally controlling the core strategy itself. Scenario planning. Scenario planning helps a company to analyze the future scenarios effectively. Growth share matrix. It comprises of the portfolio decisions of the company, portfolio about the businesses of the company, that is, which unit the company should continue and which one should be shut down. It helps a company to shut its loss-making units. So the students, let's now summarize that what we have learned in this very module. We have learned the marketing is considered as a center of identifying and satisfying customer requirements at a profit, and most businesses are conducted as customers oriented market base. The successful organization of the future will be customer focused, not the product or technology focused, supported by a market information competencies that links the voices of the customer to the entire firm's value delivery process. Successful marketing organizations will have the skills necessary to manage multiple strategic marketing processes, many of which have not until recently be regarded as within the domain of the marketing. Market orientation involves one or more departments engaged in the activities geared towards the development of an understanding of the current and future needs of the customers and the numerous factors affecting them. Sharing of this information with other departments, this information with the other departments, and the various departments engaging in the activities designed to meet the needs of the selected customers' needs. Thus, the market orientation refers to the organization-wide generation, dissemination, and responsiveness to market intelligence. There is a need for strategic management to cope up with the changing marketing environment to become increasingly marketing-led. Strategic marketing planning involve deciding on the core strategies, creating the competitive positioning of both the companies and its offering, and implementing that very strategy. For a single product firm and for conglomerate firm, the extra dimension consists of the portfolio planning, ensuring that the mix of businesses within the total corporation is suitable for achieving the overall corporate objectives. Thank you.